If you're looking for a delicious no-bake dessert that is rich, creamy and packed with matcha flavour in every bite, then look no further than this ultimate matcha tiramisu. You can also find this recipe on my website along with 400 other Japanese recipes. Just Google matcha tiramisu statue to find me. The first thing you need to do is sift 1 tablespoon of matcha powder into a bowl. Matcha is prone to clumping, so this will break up the lumps and help it disperse more evenly into the liquid. This recipe relies mainly on the flavour of the matcha, so make sure to use a good quality brand. The colour should be vibrant and the smell should be fresh. Next, add 150 ml of hot water. I recommend heating the water to about 80 degrees Celsius or 176 Fahrenheit. This is the ideal temperature for brewing matcha. Any higher can bring out some bitterness. Whisk it until it's frothy and well combined. Using a matcha whisk is ideal, but a milk frother also works. Once it looks like this, add 2 tablespoons of sugar and continue to whisk until it has dissolved into the mixture. I'm going to transfer this to a tall rectangular container which will fit the ladyfingers. Then top off with 150 ml of cold water to help cool it quickly. Set it aside to cool fully while we prepare the cream. The next step is making a sugar syrup. Pour 100 grams of granulated sugar into a saucepan and add 120 ml of water. Heat on medium and mix it to dissolve the sugar. Once it's dissolved, stop mixing and leave it to bubble over medium to medium-low heat until it reaches 120 degrees Celsius or 248 Fahrenheit. It's important to check the temperature regularly using a thermometer. We're aiming to get the sugar to firm boil temperature if you're using a Candice thermometer. While you wait, separate 4 eggs and place the yolks into a heat-proof bowl. Give them a light whisk to break them before adding the sugar. As soon as your syrup reaches 120 degrees, take it off the heat and slowly pour it into the egg yolks while whisking. Make sure to use high speed on the whisk and pour the syrup slowly so that no lumps of cooked egg can form in the mixture. This will make the final result rich and creamy with good stability from the heated sugar. Once all of the sugar syrup is added, continue to whip on a medium-high speed until it's pale and doubled in size. You should be able to draw ribbons that slowly sink into the mixture. If the ribbons disappear too quickly, you need to whip it for longer. This looks good to me, so I'm going to set that aside and prepare the rest of the mascarpone cream. Next, I have 400 grams of mascarpone cheese in a large bowl. Make sure it's nice and soft so that it's easy to mix. Because I want this tiramisu to have plenty of matcha flavour, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of matcha powder. Again, I'm sifting it to remove lumps. Roughly mix it into the mascarpone. This is just to stop matcha from flying everywhere when we whip it in a minute. Finally, I'm adding 200 ml of heavy cream. And I'm going to whip everything together until it forms firm peaks. I know that heavy cream is not a traditional ingredient in classic tiramisu, but I really love the texture it adds to this dessert. If you wanted to make it more like Italian tiramisu, you could swap the heavy cream for the leftover egg whites and whip them until stiff. Just make sure you're using pasteurized eggs if you do this, and keep in mind that the texture will be lighter and fluffier than what you see in my recipe. Once it looks like this, pour the mixture into the bowl. And fold them together until the color is smooth and even. The cream will seem a bit loose at this point, so it's not pipeable, but it will firm up after it's chilled in the fridge. Finally, it's time to assemble, so dip the ladyfingers into the cold matcha from earlier and arrange them at the bottom of your chosen container with the sugar-coated side facing up. Make sure you give matcha a quick whisk before you start because the matcha powder sinks to the bottom during the resting period. You should only dip the ladyfingers for about 1 to 2 seconds, any longer than that will make them too soggy. Once you've covered the bottom, sprinkle the ladyfingers with matcha powder and pour half of the mascarpone cream mixture over the top. Smooth it out, then you simply repeat the layers with the rest of ladyfingers and cream. I'm using a square cake pan with a removable base for this video, but any container that holds a volume of about 3.5 liters will work fine. I lined the pan with baking paper because I was worried about leaks, but in the end it wasn't necessary at all, so I actually recommend not using it. I won't use it next time. For the full written recipe, detailed tips and background information, check out the link to my website in the description below. You can read at your own pace or print it out for easy reference. Once you've completed your layers, smooth out the top, cover it and store it in the fridge for at least 4 to 6 hours, overnight if you have time. This one has been chilling in the fridge overnight. Sprinkle it with a generous dusting of matcha powder right before serving. And cut a beautiful slice. The ultimate rich and creamy matcha flavoured tiramisu, one of my favourite fusion desserts. Want even more delicious recipes? Grab my free cookbook from the link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to read the written version of this recipe, you can find it on my blog, the link is on the screen. If you love this video, don't miss my dessert playlist popping up on your screen right now. Thanks so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.